Global backlash against Israel is intensifying as deadly strikes on civilians and aid sites in Gaza spark condemnation from a growing list of countries. Over the past 6 weeks, more than 875 Palestinians have been killed near food and aid distribution centres, including at locations run by the US-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. The UK, along with 27 other countries, has joined the call for an immediate halt to military operations and full restoration of aid access.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, the new Israeli aid system is inhumane, it's dangerous, and it deprives Gazans of human dignity. It contradicts long-established humanitarian principles. It creates disorder Hamas is now exploiting, with distribution points reduced from 400 to just 4. It forces desperate civilians, children among them, to scramble unsafely for the essentials of life. It's a grotesque spectacle, wreaking a terrible human cost.
The latest strike came early on Tuesday when Israeli tank shelling hit a tent encampment north of Shanti Camp in western Gaza City. At least 12 displaced civilians were killed and dozens more were injured, according to the Gaza health officials. The tents housed families forced to flee earlier fighting. This follows Monday's ground invasion of Deir al-Bala, the first such offensive in the city where Israeli forces advanced such intense air and artillery cover, killing at least 3 people and damaging a WHO aid facility.
يعني احنا لا اكل ولا شرب ولا طحين ولا اي شيء وراضيين وكمان هذا الاشي زياده اجى فوقنا يعني ضغط احنا مخنوقين اطفالنا جعانين.
The humanitarian situation in Gaza continues to deteriorate. 19 people died from starvation in the past 24 hours alone, according to local doctors. Basic supplies remain blocked or drastically limited, despite global pleas for safe corridors. Tensions also escalated last week at a GHF aid site in Khan Yunis, where a stampede triggered by panic left more than 20 people dead. Eyewitnesses blame security guards for locking gates and using pepper spray on the crowd. Hamas has accused both the GHF and Israeli troops of causing the tragedy. Israel's military has acknowledged that civilians have been harmed near aid zones and says a new set of rules of engagement have now been issued. However, pressure is mounting. European allies, the United Kingdom, Canada and even Japan have called for immediate halt to the campaign. The United Nations has described the situation as catastrophic, warning that famine is imminent if aid is not safely and consistently delivered. Israel maintains that it is targeting Hamas operatives and tunnel networks between civilian areas and continues to blame the group for using Gaza's population as human shield. GHF, operating outside the UN system, uses private contractors to deliver supplies, claiming this prevents aid diversion to Hamas, an allegation the group strongly denies. With new strikes, raising casualties, and no ceasefire in sight, Israel's once steadfast diplomatic support is being tested. What happens next may depend on whether the government chooses to de-escalate or continue a campaign that is increasingly being called a humanitarian disaster. For more Middle East updates, follow NewsX World.